Welcome to my channel with you, of course, Fomik, and today I would like to tell you about the 5 best Austins on which I personally stood, on which I have experience. With this video, I would like to help server creators in the future. There are quite a few videos on YouTube that would talk about any cons and pros of hosting. Basically, these are purchased videos with one supposedly best hosting. Enough chatting, let's get started. 5th place, 5th place. This is basically our hosting Exort. This is a paid heir to the free turbines. In fact, it is quite popular in the circle. I have my own special feature of the foreign community in Exaroton that absolutely does not exist on any Minecraft hosting. This is its pricing, which naturally we do, allows you to pay for sulfur not by months, but for the time spent on the server. That is, you will pay only when sulfur is launched, and this is the coolest plus. There is also a chip on Exaroton that turns on the server when you access a disabled server. It's like you can change the settings again. There are many other functions that allow you, even after you allow it there. We left the server there after 5 minutes. You will, for example, turn off. The server is a very good chip. In fact, the most zealous. It is very fixed, since it is essentially the same free thermos in terms of functionality, but there is also a very good minus in the beginning, and this is a limit of 20 gigabytes on the disk. That is, the world can no longer download more than 20 gigabytes. Again, there is, as it were, a solution to this problem. A simple creation of peace and survival against all the problems that plague them, because they have it at their root. Another feature is optimizing the size of the world, which subsequently notes not using chunks, removes unused mages. Also, hosting compresses the world as much as possible, which makes it super small in size, and as a result the world is invested in these 20 gigabytes of optimization. In fact, in these 2 per gig successful, let's consider its power and price. The power of this hosting is cool, since the hosting is AMD EPYC 7543P with 32 cores. This process is ideal for average mod builds, and can be ideal for pulling up to 150 players with Opera. 10 gigs. Again, it all depends on RAM. The price here is immediately considered the best. For 300 credits in my transfer service, you essentially give 370 rubles. This is enough to play for half a month for a series, but actively for 50 ulos. Personally, I use hosting to play with friends no more, because for some plugin tests, the power has never decreased once. But in terms of ping, everything is not ideal in Kazakhstan, so in principle, if you play with RF, then it will be quite low for you. About 50-70 ping. I would not recommend using it for floor. North Minecraft, but again for a nice server, I think it will also be suitable for some kind of friendly service. 4th place, I would put FaithNode this hosting, which is very little known among hosting. In this hosting is quite expensive compared to its competitors, but as hosting support is quite good. We can say that this hosting is not particularly noteworthy. The obvious advantages of this hosting are a natural thing for the processor. MDRI 5950 X16 and large gray can withstand 10 to 8 gigabytes of operation. About 200 players on an empty server. Personally, I didn't have a super great experience here, but it's gray. Here I place by power. It's really good, but the main drawback here is that there will be no defense at all. The gray ones put it right on the stream quite quickly. Another plus that I noticed is the replenishment of super small amounts without a commission through Ukasa is to use SIR that is not in the public domain, since there is a risk of another height for an average server. In principle, it will be ideal even for installing some mods for this fall, since there is no possibility easily. Install the fashion core. If you spend a little time on this matter, then in principle it will be possible to put these waters on host 3 according to the guides. This is craft hosting. At one time this hosting was very popular among Russian comedy and in general among OLC and NGs. Most likely it is popular to this day. This hosting is also quite expensive compared to Facebook. Again, it is also perfect for its ping power. Let's immediately make ping more difficult. Since our locations are in the center of Moscow, there shouldn't be any problems with ping, but on. At the end of 2023, sharp increases in pings by half a minute were observed. Maybe there were problems at that time. Which one in the Dota center? Now I have never heard anyone say that craft hosting is bad at ping. Let's go back to the processor. Here stands Einder Isenaya 59, 50X with 12 ejections, almost the same as on FaithNode, only the differences in the cores of 200 players in principle will also withstand on an empty server. It's perfect. I'd like to talk about design. I don't know why, but for some reason I still like the old design style, which is combined with a panel of the same panel. Here it is very functional in terms of protection, here it is partially based on some kind of powerful stress. Or, again, someone with a strong encounter will want to turn off your grave for a while. Therefore, there is no need to worry about it at all. Personally, my experience here is an excellent question. There is no support even for the same thing. Reply quickly enough. Second place is occupied by BubbleHosting, this hosting which only to recruit customers after opening in early summer. Initially, this hosting was private for certain servers, but quite recently it entered the market. Immediately, let's probably start with the luxes and cons. Plus, of course, this is the signature protection from BubbleHost, which no one has ever laid down yet. At least I didn't see it. We can also highlight the plus that they, in fact, have equipment in the Netherlands, which makes it clear that they went to the full hosting. There are also their own, of course, disadvantages to this. This is basically pink. Since this is a location that is not close to CNG, it will appear here in some sum. Their problems, but still ping vidokno a good majority of players. That is, if you are in Russia, then this is a problem. I think you won't have any at all. There may be problems in neighboring countries. I also noticed that over time the ping fixation and problems slowly disappear. Now I actively use it for my Minecraft server. A pleasant price and good quality of service are important. Let's talk about Princess Rena premium tariffs. However, here is the RD Ryze 9 7950 X3D process, which is one of the best processors for hosting. Again, reception tariffs are suitable for super large server with a large audience, but not for the little ones. Also on hosting, there is a regular Minecraft tariff for weaker servers, which costs the server IMD 9454P, which is a much better processor than Exaroton. Their direct tariff can support up to 250 players on an empty server with 8 operating devices using hosting for 3 months. That I didn't notice any complaints at all. Costing in principle is ideal for large projects, both with access without cross, that is for a private server, and on the latter. Let's generally see that we have one place we have Minecraft hosting. This hosting, as far as I know, was controversial at some time because various revelations came out on it. Some contradictions were also certain, but let's omit all these bad moments. It's like at the moment using this hosting, I have no problems at all. YAL, as well as with the support of Austin, is now generally at the moment the most popular quality of hosting that provides a really good Minecraft. What I really liked about the services on this hosting is the billing, and in principle, the prices are quite decent here, but again, the quality is good enough for such prices. This is obvious. Let's see that we have different tariffs for the processor here with different processors, but it was me who was given Ryzen 959 50x16 cores Grey also in Princi when purchasing. Ideal gives 200,000 to 150 players on an empty server with 8 GB of operation. The north itself is either in Germany, Finland or Poland. And again, this is a choice, since in billing when purchasing servers you can in principle choose which location you want to stand on. Again, that's a plus. There is also such a golden location here. For me personally, this is Moscow Defense of Dodos. So again, you will overpay for it, like somewhere plus 90 rubles. Well, again, it is not the best with the film Meet the North. You can put this one, so there is protection here. Both are not, but although I would tell you that on average you probably won't be able to break through here with a tracer, so I think that there is no need to be afraid at all. I already had a fairly good experience on this Austin. I never had a problem with ping, and most importantly, there are no such works here at all. Hosting is ideal for large projects, even with mods, because here you can put the assembly in one click in the panel, and in principle self-panel find out. Minecraft is very functional. In principle, that's probably the main thing I wanted to tell you today. In principle, I like these list hosts. Some of them are naturally contradictory, since on some there is no protection. Where there is protection, where there is no protection, it is up to you to choose. I would have made a list longer, as in terms of hosting capabilities, so here Minecraft hosting became the leader. Hosting was not slow, as if here I would still also highlight it, and even BubbleHosting would even put it with Kazakhstan in first place, since it is quite good in terms of power. It is clearly possible that Minecraft hosting will even be better, but still in terms of points in the rating they seem to be given first place. Here are mainly such hostings that are in the prize places. No craft hosting has displaced, as you know, so far the hostings are full. I still don't understand their actions. So to speak, I don't know at all whether your opinion is listening to my opinion or not. How would you also make a list for yourself and see what is better and what is worse? It would even be nice. If you speak out in the comments about all these hosting, I hope that you have made good conclusions. In general, regarding hosting, so this role is again compiled personally based on my opinion and experience. Thanks for watching, like, subscribe, of course you were FaithNode everyone, bye.